Ahoy hoy folks, good morning, good afternoon and good evening wherever you are in the world. My name's Sean, aka Uncle Frogface, and welcome to today's video. If you're new here, then welcome. If you're not new, then welcome back. It is Friday, it is craft day, and I have got another craft kit for you. So, the last craft kit that we had, if you haven't seen it, was creating this lovely coaster. I'll leave a link for that up in one of the corners for you to go and check out. And so far it's holding up, but it wasn't plain sailing, and it kind of sucked the fun out of doing the craft. And for me, art and craft is all about having fun. So I'm definitely bringing the joy and the fun with today's craft kit. This really is meant for children, but it just looked so much fun. I had to pick it up when I saw it. So without further ado, let's turn the camera around and let's get stuck straight into this very fun craft. Welcome once again to my desk. You can see I've got my cup of tea over here, and just to check, the coaster is still coasting. It doesn't have any cracks in it yet, but yeah, we'll see. We will keep doing updates on that. The day that breaks is going to be a very sad day. Anyway, to today's kit. So I said that this looks like a lot of fun, and here it is. So this is a DIY ugly monster using foam clay and silk clay. So I picked this up for a few reasons. Firstly, it looks fun. The actual creature, the monster, actually looks really cute. And that cute, creepy aesthetic is definitely me. So I'm all over this. There are actually a few of these, but I don't know. I just wanted to get the blue one. I think there was a blue one, a red one, and maybe an orange one. The second reason I got this, I have never used foam clay or silk clay. So I understand that these are air hardening, self-hardening clays, but that the silk one is very soft and pliable, and the foam one I think is full of little polystyrene balls, so I think it's going to be very light but very textury, so I want to give that a try. The other reason I got this is because the instructions. So you'll know I like having instructions that actually make sense, and this one they sell to a lot of different countries. This is an international company, so they haven't got any words on the instructions. It is just, if this wants to, there we go. It's just a lot of pictures, so it's hieroglyphic instructions. We'll see how that goes. But first things first, I think we should open this up and see what's inside, because you never know, there may be some different instructions inside as well. Let's take a look at what we've got. Right, well, this is going to give us the scale of our monster. So this is the polystyrene core. It's not going to be huge. Actually, I think it's even going to be smaller than the picture on the front, but that's fine. We have googly eyes, very important for creatures. I actually have a whole pack of googly eyes somewhere. We have the clays, different clays there. And we also have, if I can get my hand all the way in the box, a little sculpting tool, which kind of looks like a very long plastic surfboard. So we'll see how that goes. But let's open up this little bag and see what we've got inside. I don't think there are any other instructions in here other than what is on the back of the box. So I'm going to pop that aside there. Now let's have a look. Silk clay, a lightweight, self-hardening, mixable, flexible, soft modelling material with a soft and rubber-like texture. Add a little water to the clay if the compound has become too dry and need thoroughly to regain elasticity. Drying time will vary from 2 to 24 hours, depending on the model size and thickness. Store and use clay in the plastic container. Pretty sure this is going to stay the same. Self-hardening modelling material with small beads, ideal for coating or modelling around various craft materials. All colours are mixable. Knead the clay well before using it. Drying time will vary from 1 to 3 days, depending on the model size and thickness. So I think with this one, we're going to build it and then we'll come back in the future, just like we have with the coaster. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Scrap that. I'm going to build it today and then I'm going to put updates on Instagram. So if you want to see how this goes and how it dries, follow me over on Instagram at Uncle Frogface. Leave a link down below as well in the link tree. Right, I kind of want to open these up. Ooh, okay. That is very soft. It feels like warm blue tack. You know when you get blue tack or a kneadable eraser and you've been kneading it for a while on a hot day, and it goes very soft and elasticy. That's what that feels like. And then this one, oh, it's weird. I'm not sure whether I like it. It's a very odd sensation. It's yeah, I really don't know how to describe it, but it's very strange, very, very bizarre. Okay, right, let's have a look at these instructions. It's very warm in the office today. So it says 1, make all of these things. So there's a, let's see how well I can zoom in here. Ready? So we have all of these little bits and it says to make them. So give me a few moments. I'm going to go ahead and make all of these pieces and I'll come back to you when that's done. Should we get ready for a time lapse? I'm just going to take a small second just to talk about Patreon. Yes, I have started a Patreon. I'm very excited about it. If you'd like to support the channel by heading over to Patreon, the link is down below. So far, I've shared a behind the scenes of this office studio and lots of future projects coming up. We've also had some votes on some projects as well. So patrons are directly influencing the content that is going to be coming out on the channel. And of course, you get your name in videos and you get access to an exclusive Patreon Discord. Oh, and did I mention discount on my Etsy shop as well? There are lots and lots of benefits. Do go and check it out. Or if you'd like to show your support another way, then simply click the subscribe button down below. It's a very small thing, but it makes a massive difference to the channel. But let's get back to the craft. Okay, so we have all of the pieces kind of roughed out. There's still some construction to do, but it kind of already looks like a deconstructed Muppet. This is like Sesame Street After Dark. This is Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger and the Muppets mashed together. So one thing to note is that the foam clay, which I'm still trying to wrestle with the texture, it's like Rice Krispie treats, I guess, but with more, as if it was made with like hundreds of thousands. This stuff actually really nice to work with. It's a good clay so far. We'll see what it's like when we cover this this kind of armature polystyrene piece to see how that goes. I was worried. So first of all, plenty of this silk clay. There's all of this left over, and I've made all of the bits I think that I needed. I was worried about kind of sticking bits together. This sticks together quite nicely. There we go. It has a nice stick to it, and I was worried about the silk clay, which feels much softer, sticking to this clay. I have already had that worry kind of shelved because I had some of the teeth stick to the bottom lip down here, and trying to get them off was a little bit of a nightmare. It sticks really, really well, so I'm going to be very careful with putting this all together. But first thing we need to do is step 2 of the instructions, cover this in foam. So what I think I'm going to do is really flatten this out as much as I can. It flattens really easily and nicely. Look at that. That ball has made this great big disc. Can you hear that? It's made this. I think we might have enough to cover this. Let's give it a try. There we go, just a minute or so later, and we've got a really nicely covered base. And actually the texture of this, when it's down, it's slightly sticky but not really any residue. But the texture of this is kind of giving me like gravelly stone floor. I could see this clay being used in miniature modelling. In fact, I've got a few friends that I might tell about this because I think they could use it for some of their D&D things. Right, step 3 over here is to attach the tail. So I've already already modded the tail. I just need to smooth it on, and that connects super nicely. A little bit of a smooth. I'm just doing this with my fingers. There we go. That is pretty seamless. I'm going to make that a little bit shorter and squatter as well, that tail. There we are. Lovely. Can always come back and change that afterwards. Now the next step, step 4, is using the arms. So that's these bits here, and it says to roll them into more sausagey shapes and then to cut fingers. I'm going to flatten the end, and same on this one, flatten it out a bit, and then try and get this even by cutting in the middle first, and then down here and here. So this bit's not as easy, but I'm going to try and shape these little fingers. So that's one arm, and I'll get the other one done as well. 2 arms. We also have the legs up here, which are kind of sausagey shaped like this. Now we're on to step 5 of 16, which is attaching the claws and nails. So I've got this foam clay up here, and it says I'm just going to press them on like that, like that, like that, and this sticks super well. I'll show you one, and then we've got the feet as well, which have 3 claws. So one in the middle, one on one side, one on the other. Okay, so we have our legs, we have our arms. Now step 6 and 7 is just to attach these. So I'm going to put one leg down here and smooth that in. A little bit harder to smooth at the back here, so I am actually going to use this tool and just come in and smooth out that seam. There we are. Right, so we now have legs and tail, and we need to attach the arms. So these go at the top and slightly back. So one here. I know I've already said this, but this bubbly Rice Krispie cake foam clay, actually really fun to use. I could see this being like the main texture for a reptile character. So there we go. Now I've got those, I'm going to give them a bit of a pose. There we are. So we are starting to come together now. We've got our arms on as well. We've got our feet. What is the next step? Next step is the tongue. So the tongue is going to go in here. But I really want to. I think I've gone too big on this. So let's just quickly re-sculpt. I'm going to stick it in place just by pressing it into the back. Like that. So we've got his little tongue in place. And I'm going to, again, try and give it a little bit of shape so that it's not just flat. There we are. Tongue is in. Now it's time for teeth. So just going to place these teeth in. So I'm going to try and do this as evenly as I can, which is actually harder than it sounds. There we go. And I'm going to try and pinch these all and make them a little bit shorter so they don't fill the mouth as much. Actually, that gives it a little bit of a shark tooth shape and sharp at the front, which actually looks quite nice. There we go. A mouth full of very jagged teeth. Right. Now it's time for the lips. So lips, top and bottom. So let's see if I've got the right length here. I don't think I quite do. So I'm going to pinch this out a little bit more and go bottom lip. There we are. So attach that and then smooth just the underside. Put that extra tooth back in here, and again let's make this a little bit longer so that we're getting all the way around and kind of come down. There we go. So we're covering a little bit of the top of the teeth there as well, and then again smooth the top edge. And look, we've got a lovely lips. This is giving me Audrey 2 from Little Shop Horror vibes. It really is. It's got that same kind of very chunky lip with the big teeth and the tongue. There we go. This is where we are so far. We're nearing the end. Now we have to play with googly eyes. So I'm going to try and get this out. Right, so we've got our eyeballs. I'm trying to find the bit that is nice and smooth on each of them, and I'm going to stick. Ah, okay. This doesn't just... It's not just sticking. Interesting. I wonder if do I need to do anything with this? It doesn't say I do. Maybe if I try and... Okay, we have an issue, and that is the googly eyes do not want to stick to the clay for the eyeballs. I'm trying to pinch it in a little bit and almost give like a chameleon eye, but that's not staying, is it? It really doesn't like that. Let's see if I can smooth this out. Okay, so I've done the best I can with the eyeballs. This is not great, but I'm going to attach them. So the eyes go fairly close together at the top, and I've got a feeling these googly eyes are just going to fall out again. So there's one, and there's the other. A little bit of a pain, but there we go. We've got googly eyes in. I'm just going to do a little bit of adjustment. Now I think we're on to the last little bit. So we've got this, which is for the eyelid at the back. So I'm just going to create this kind of little teardroppy shape and try and... There we go, like that. And I'll do the same on the other side. Again, that gives it almost a Muppet look. So I'm just going to come in and smooth this down as well. I love puppets and Muppets, by the way. I've always wanted to make my own puppet or Muppet. Here we are. So the only thing I'm not really happy about at the moment is the actual eyeball itself and how it's not nice and smooth. But don't think there's much I can do about that at the moment. Last thing are these detail sections. So this is 14, 15 and 16. So 14 is adding these rounded spines to the back. Let's stick these bits on. We've got some tail spikes at the end. Ooh, scary. Like this. Then we've got a few little detail spots. So we can add one here. Ooh. We'll do a big one here and a couple of little ones. Right, and there we go. He is completely finished. I've added just a few little dots over in little clusters of 2 and 3. I'm actually very pleased with this. Apart from the eyes that are a little bit wonky, everything else is super cute. This is a really fun little character. I need a name for him. Why don't you head down to the comments down below and leave a name for this little guy. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Real Monsters, the old Nickelodeon show, and some of the creatures in that, particularly with the arms at the top here. Maybe the eyes should have been in the hands. This clay as well, I really had fun using, like a surprising amount of fun, to the point that I think I'm going to go out and buy just a pack of this clay and have some experimentation with it and see what I can come up with, because I think actually it could be used for some larger sculptures for a more textured look. But I think that might be one for the patrons. I'll leave some polls over on Patreon for people to decide what they think I should make out of this foam clay. I'm now going to pop this up out of the way to dry for 1 to 3 days, as it said, for the foam clay, although I've got a feeling it'll be sooner than that because it is very warm in North Wales at the moment. But I'll pop him up to dry, and if you want to see how he turns out, then be sure to follow me on Instagram, and I will post an update on there on what he's like when he is completely finished. As always guys, I really hope you've enjoyed today's video, and until next time, goodbye.